びの時代は終わる。
螺旋が
Despair, loss of hope, disappointment, even losing the desire to live. That's what Momoshiki did to constantly intervene and provoke Boruto to give up living all the suffering he faced. Whatever the situation and conditions, Momoshiki always did that to make Boruto give up. Even by all methods, Momoshiki was constantly trying to influence Boruto's mentality so that he would hand over his life to Momoshiki. Even with the ability to see the future, Momoshiki always said the bad fate that Boruto would receive. And all that Momoshiki did was just to control Boruto completely if he gave up. But as a son of the Uzumaki and Hyuga bloodlines, Boruto doesn't care about such bad fate and declares that he will live and endure all this suffering without complaining or giving up. Oh yeah, today is my day. So far, we've gone through several chapters until we haven't seen Momoshiki's appearance. And as we know, Momoshiki was supposed to take over Boruto's body injured when Jura attacked him with the Bijudama laser. But in fact, it didn't give any sign that Momoshiki would take over Boruto's body when he was dying. But in chapter 15, which reveals that Momoshiki has been quiet for the last 2 years, this is honestly a mystery that makes us curious. It's true that Boruto's condition for now can be said to be quite terrible. That is, Momoshiki could have taken over Boruto's body, which made Boruto feel that his consciousness had really been possessed. But then again, it can only be triggered by active karma, and therefore, Boruto decided never to use his karma again. And that was also the reason why Boruto avoided Kawaki in chapter 9, when his karma resonated with Kawaki. But shouldn't this Momoshiki awakening also be triggered by Boruto's dying condition? Or in other words, a condition where Boruto loses quite a lot of chakra due to the wounds he received. It can be a trigger for Momoshiki to take over his consciousness. And regarding this matter, I believe this has something to do with Kashin Koji as a sensei who has been with Boruto. Like, there is a way or technique that can be very effective to suppress Momoshiki's consciousness from awakening if Boruto is dying, although this has not been revealed. But I am very sure that there is something that Kashin Koji has not revealed about how to suppress Momoshiki's consciousness if Boruto is injured or runs out of chakra. So what do you think? And if we're still talking about Momoshiki, do you know what kind of fate is possible and impossible to avoid based on what Momoshiki has seen? Because, in fact, Momoshiki once stated that if his vision, even just a fragment or part of it, could be seen by Boruto, it would show Boruto what Momoshiki saw in the future. But before we get to the main topic, let's first talk about what happened and what Momoshiki did to frustrate Boruto. And as we know, if in chapter 72, Momoshiki surprisingly appeared in front of Boruto after he promised that he would return in fine condition to his mother while he was on a mission. A promise that Boruto said was a comforting sentence to his mother, who was worried if he would not return home again. But at the same time, Momoshiki actually doubted what Boruto promised his mother about returning home. Because once again, Momoshiki has the same ability as Koji to see the future. And therefore, Momoshiki doubted Boruto, who promised his mother. Not only that, Momoshiki also told Boruto that he would lose everything. And in the end, Momoshiki confirmed to Boruto that he would not let Boruto die again. And Momoshiki's words about he won't allow Boruto to die again, is this true if there will be a destiny in the future that will make Boruto die for the umpteenth time? And if that's true, it means that in the future, there will be an event where Boruto might almost die once again. But with that destiny, Momoshiki will try to stop or avoid a future where Boruto will die again. And most likely, when Boruto was almost killed on the statue of the Hokage, or when Boruto was almost killed by Jura, was this an intervention from Momoshiki that made Boruto not die? Is this a coincidence? So what do you think, guys? And speaking of Boruto's fate to die and the fate determined by Momoshiki, does this mean that there is a fate that really cannot be changed? But which fate is Momoshiki referring to? And the answer is, it seems that that fate is the fate of losing Boruto's precious person. An omnipotent fate is a fate that Boruto cannot avoid. And if we look at Ishiki's words to Koji that everyone has a predetermined destiny in their genes, isn't it obvious that it means that any future can be changed as long as it hasn't been predestined or written in their genes? And then again in chapter 13, where Koji says that Boruto should have died at the hands of Kawaki, shouldn't that be an inevitable fate? But if in fact it didn't happen, who changed that fate? Was it Sarada? Or even Boruto himself? But on the other hand, omnipotence is destined to happen. That's why Boruto can't avoid it. The only one who can change the predetermined fate is Kashin Koji. That's why Ishiki calls Jiraiya or Koji the Star of Change. Amado may have studied Jiraiya's genetics and found out about it before Ishiki. And regarding this, then we will find a new scenario about Delta taking Kawaki's blood. Is it possible for Amado to learn destiny through the DNA of each individual? How can there be science about this? If this were to happen, it would be extraordinary. Many unexpected things could happen, such as Code's destiny, which is always used by others. Is it possible that Amado already knows the fate of Code? Is it possible that Boruto will succeed in making Code realize that he is able to create a destiny that suits his hidden desires? Because by successfully changing Code's destiny, Boruto could save planet Earth. Then what about Kawaki's destiny? This is really very mysterious. But even so, we can still trace how Kawaki's destiny is by looking at Kawaki's past with Jigen. Jigen often talks about Kawaki's destiny. Without you realizing it, Jigen once said that if Kawaki could use karma, then Kawaki was useless. Kawaki has nothing in his life. No family, no friends, no powers, no talents. Even sadly, he rejects his own existence because basically, whatever Kawaki achieves will never make Kawaki satisfied. But according to Jigen, that was the reason why he gave Kawaki karma. The karma seal can close the wound in Kawaki's heart because it is a special seal. If you look carefully, Kawaki began to agree with what Jigen taught him when he was training with Boruto and his friends. Kawaki encourages them to fight life and death so that they can become stronger. But Boruto and the others do not agree with Kawaki's way. Increasingly, what Jigen said will come true. And perhaps after Aida's omnipotent power temporarily filled the hole in Kawaki's heart, it would eventually spill over and Kawaki would never be satisfied. There began to be people who believed in Boruto, such as Shikamaru, Mitsuki, and Aida. The three of them began to side with Boruto, and this made Kawaki feel dissatisfied with what he had achieved, especially since he never managed to defeat or even kill Boruto. And in the end, there is only one destiny that Boruto cannot change, and that is only a destiny determined by a god. And the words about Ishiki to Koji, that everyone has a destiny that is predetermined in their genes and can be changed as long as that future has not been destined or written in their genes, it will not apply if a god's power or ability determines it. And as a destiny that can be changed, only an ability that can currently only be seen by Koji's Kashin ability, and the timeline that Boruto is living through as a form of trying to change it. And once again, omnipotent is a divine ability that Kashin Koji has so far been unable to see or predict. So what do you think? Will Momoshiki return in the future and do an act beyond our expectations? Or even worse, there will be a possibility if Momoshiki will try to change Boruto's destiny. This will be a big plot twist in the future, of course. Oh yeah. These are probably the only theories we can discuss for this time. If you have any other theories or opinions, I'd be happy to receive them. Thanks for those of you who have liked and subs. I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye, Dadabayo.